January marks a do-over, a clean slate. The beginning of the year just has this fresh feeling that inspires us to reset and kickstart all of our goals. And 90% of all New Year's resolutions are about fitness. We always commit to starting the year off on a bang.
I've been working on my body, doing my burpees, and it shows.
For the first few days, we're eating healthy, we're going to the gym, everything is exciting. But most people's goals either fail or are abandoned by February. So let's talk about it. Let's be real here. How many times did you have the new year, new me energy, and in fact, it was not the year of a new you? You maybe fell back into your old bad habits and didn't keep up with your fitness goals. It happens to the best of us. But this new year is going to be different, and in this video I'm going to break down how you can make your fitness goals stick. So let's get into it. Everybody has different fitness goals, but they usually break down into these categories: nutrition, weight, strength, flexibility, endurance, and speed. But no matter what your goals are, you can reset them by doing these three things. 1, reflecting on the past year. 2, assessing the present, and 3, planning for the future. I'm gonna go over how to properly do each step, and make sure you stay till the end for my favorite fitness tips so you can crush your goals this year.
Crushed it some more, and then it asked me what I was doing, and I told it that I was crushing it.
Also guys, this video I'm doing is part of a series on resetting for the new year. So my last videos were on how to reset your mindset and how to reset your finances. And my next video is how to do a productive reset. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in leveling up on all of those fronts. And let's get into today's fitness reset video with step 1, reflecting on the past year. You can't expect different results doing the same thing. A lot of times when people's fitness goals don't work out, when the next year comes around, they just try the same thing again. If your goals didn't work last year, there's probably a reason why. If you just try the same exact thing that failed you last year, you're probably gonna get the same results. The beauty of the end of the year is having a whole year to look back on to see what didn't work and use that as a guide, as a tool to see what needs tweaking. A lot of people just look back at the past and feel bad about themselves, like, oh, look how many times I tried to lose weight and I failed. I suck. Or when they look back, they want nothing to do with their past mistakes. Who is she? We don't know her. People sometimes avoid looking at themselves, but that's a big mistake because you're still you. You're not gonna magically change overnight, but you can use your mistakes as lessons. You need to look at what went wrong this year, study it, understand it, and make a plan for how next year is gonna be different, so you don't go down the same road again. A lot of people have the goal of eating healthier, and a lot of times that goal doesn't stick because people have an idea of what healthy looks like. Eating grilled chicken and broccoli and a salad with no dressing, so just lettuce for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's boring and not sustainable for most people. One of the many things I learned from the book Atomic Habits is that you need to make your goals attractive and fun. So with food, don't stick to a diet you find super boring, like eating kale every day. It doesn't have to be that hard. You don't have to feel guilty about eating foods you like more, like maybe chicken stew or burrito bowls. You can incorporate more fun foods into your diet, and that will actually help you achieve your goals because you're more likely to stick to them if you like them. If you're just suffering every day with your diet, you can't suffer forever. It's not gonna work. When you reflect on this past year, if you felt lonely at the gym, scared to work out alone, unmotivated, maybe getting a friend to go to the gym with you next year could solve those issues and also double as an accountability partner. When people look back at the year, another big reason people's fitness resolutions often fail is because they're too busy. So again, think about how you can fix those mistakes for next year. Maybe it's waking up earlier or investing in home workout machines so that you can work out while you're watching TV. For me, my fitness this year was eating too many unhealthy snacks in between my meals. So my solution for next year is that's it. I'm not even bringing those snacks into the house. Once a big box of cookies is in the house, I have come to the conclusion that I have no self-control. So my fix is just buying a small snack when I feel like it, but not bringing bulk foods into the house because way too tempting. Another thing, if you reflected on this past year and you felt like maybe your goals went off track because they were too hard, make them easier. You don't need to make your goals like 5 a.m. workouts because some girl on Instagram posted her 5 a.m. morning routine. Like, sleep if you need to sleep. And the last thing I'll discuss in this section is when people look back at what went wrong, the number one reason people quit is because of motivation or lack of. Going to the gym is hard. Eating healthy is hard. So you can't just do it permanently and consistently just because you feel like doing it or because fitness is the new trend. It needs to be really personal. You need to dig deep and really know why you want to do this. Because let me tell you, when you gotta get on that treadmill at 6 a.m. or you have to get that last chest press set in, just cuz is not gonna cut it. That's not gonna get you through it. When you're wheezing, out of breath, drenched in sweat, and you're trying to get through the last 30 seconds of sprinting or the last set, your fuel is your reason why. Are you sprinting so that one day you can cross the finish line in a marathon? Are you eating healthier so that you can feel energized or happier every day? Even if your fitness goals are just to look better, think about why. Is it because you want to feel more confident, more comfortable in your skin? Know your reasons. Now that you've reflected on the past and what went wrong and how you're going to fix it for next year, we need to assess the present. It's really important to document where you stand right now so you know what kind of goals are realistic, how far you are from them, and what kind of plan you need to create going forward. So let's take stock of ourselves. Like I said before, most people's fitness goals break down into these categories: nutrition, weight, strength, flexibility, endurance, and speed. So which one are you focusing on and how will you measure where you stand with it? For example, if you want to lose or gain weight, you can weigh yourself now. That's an easy one. If your goal is endurance and maybe you want to run a mile without coughing your lungs up, you can get on a treadmill with a timer and do a solid run, not a sprint, just a steady pace, and see how long you can hold that for. Whether it's 6 minutes or 30 seconds, it's fine. It's really about the awareness and not about beating yourself up. And here's a tip: measure yourself 3 different times on 3 different days and take the average. And that'll include your worst and your best, because maybe one day you had a weirdly bad performance or another day you had an oddly unusual good performance. Let's say your goal is flexibility. Put a finger down if touching your toes is a whole painful workout. If your goal is flexibility, you can do various stretches with a ruler, like sitting down, putting a ruler at the bottom of your foot and seeing how many inches past your feet you can touch. Is it just me or did anyone else have to do that in middle school gym class? Whatever the goal is and whatever the measurement is, write it down on a calendar. This is especially helpful for diets. If you're trying a new diet for weight loss, whether it's keto diet or a vegan diet, write down your weight and what diet you're trying that month on a calendar so you can see if it's actually working for you. A lot of times with fitness, it can be really hard to tell if you're even making progress or just spinning your wheels. So that's why I'm a huge fan of tracking your progress on a calendar clearly so you know where you are in your journey and what's happening with your body. Because a lot of times people don't even know if something's working and they physically can't see the change, so they just give up. And the last way to assess the present is going to a doctor and taking a blood test. This is what to assess what your body deficiencies are. So blood tests can measure vitamin B, vitamin D, calcium, cholesterol, potassium levels. All of this factors into how healthy you are, how you feel on a daily basis, what your energy levels are like, and also what your body is lacking. These deficiencies can come from our diet or even just occur from our natural genetics. But let's say you have really low B12 levels, that can really affect your mood and how much energy you have every day. So if you're at least aware that you're low in B12, you can, take supplemental pills or eat foods that are high in B12 to kind of balance that out and give your body what it needs to function properly. And that brings me to step 3, planning for the future. Like I just said, knowing what vitamins your body needs is key in healthy eating, so let's start with meal prepping. Whatever you choose your diet to be, whether it's keto, low calorie, high protein, vegan, you want to plan ahead and make sure you prep your meals ahead of the week. If you're like me or most people, you're freaking busy. You have long days of work and are exhausted. And at the end of the day, you just want to unwind and chill. Like, you're not trying to use your last 2 brain cells at the end of the day to open the fridge, see what ingredients you have, be creative and think of a meal, count the calories, then cook it. That's a lot. Making your food ahead of time will take so much off your plate on a daily basis. It will set you up for success because let's be real, at the end of the day, if you're then deciding if you want to cook or get takeout, you're gonna get takeout because that's the easiest option. But what I've learned from the book Atomic Habits is you wanna make the best option the easiest one, the obvious one. So if you get home from a long day and you open the fridge and there's already a plate of your favorite meal just sitting there waiting to be eaten, that's gonna be a lot easier than getting takeout. Okay, next, when you're planning for the future, you need to make a concrete plan. A lot of people end up quitting their goals because they don't have a direction. They're kind of aimless, and that leads to lack of motivation because they don't have a clear path with clear steps laid out. That's why so many people get fitness trainers, because they will tell you exactly what to do. If your goals are super vague, like I wanna lift heavier or lose weight, like that's not gonna work out. And that brings me to my next point, work backwards. If you want to make sure you reach your goal of, let's say, running a mile in under 8 minutes, don't just start running every day and hope you get there. Put the goal on the calendar. Okay, I want to run an 8-minute mile by August. Right now, I can run it in 16 minutes. So then backtrack on the calendar. By July, I need to run it in 9 minutes. By June, I need to run it in 10 minutes, and so on. That way you have small benchmarks to hit each month leading up to that bigger goal so you can stay on schedule. Also, remember, you don't need to make huge changes fast. A lot of people try to set the bar too high, make huge changes overnight, do crash diets, and that doesn't last long. Like, there's no point in just going balls to the wall hard if you can't keep that up and you're just gonna be part of the 80% of people that quit their goals in a month. Take your time. It's sustainability over speed. Okay, so now that we've covered steps 1, 2, and 3, here are my closing thoughts and actually what I think are the most important tips. Number 1, forgive yourself for the times you didn't follow through with your fitness goals before. This is a fresh start. Number 2, a lot of people just laser focus on one goal, whether it's lose 10 pounds or squat 200 pounds. And while it's perfectly fine to have those goals, just remember that fitness is a holistic picture. Your body is a system, and nutrition, strength, flexibility, they all work in concert with each other. So don't just get hung up on one goal to the point where you forget to factor in the rest of your health. For example, if you're trying to hit a PR on the bench press, your flexibility matters. If you have poor rotator cuff flexibility, that's going to affect how much you can lift. In fact, it's one of the most common injuries when chest pressing. So broaden your horizons to also prioritize flexibility. Same with nutrition. If you're not feeding your body enough protein, your muscles aren't going to recover, and that's also going to affect your performance. If you're not getting enough vegetables, your energy is going to be lower and your workouts are not going to be as good. And number 3, if you feel in a fitness slump and you want to get out of this rut, this is the time to shake it off, take control of your health, decide what's going to happen, and just do it. You decide what this year is going to look like and commit and execute. Period. And remember, so much of fitness is mental. Your mind and your body are in sync. Your mindset is everything for your goals. So definitely check out my video in how to mentally reset for the new year, because let's be real, fitness is hard, and for it to work, your mind needs to be focused and ready for the challenge. That is all I have for you guys today. Subscribe to see my next video on how to do a productive reset, where I'll go over how to hit the ground running next year, sprinting, laser focused and organized and prepared. And I'll see you there. Bye guys.